This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another video. Busy time of the year, this, and also a fascinating time of the year. So many promising 2-year-olds out there. I bought you 2 yesterday. I'm going to try, hopefully, fingers crossed, bring you another 2 today. Both these two, I think, come a bit further down the line than the last 2 we looked at. They've both won 2 out of 2 races, and the second victory of both of them has also come in a pattern race. Hopefully, some of these horses will end up on the new site next year. classicwatch24.great/site.net. There might even be some Australian horses on there in a couple of days. Right, the first horse we're going to take a look at today. I'm going to try something different next year, I think, with the Coolmore horses. We tried a couple of No Name Evers this year for classics, Meditate, and what was the other one? Oh, yeah, of course, Little Big Bear. You know, and we've had others as well. Midnight Mile, I think, was a No Name Ever. So I've decided really that they're going to have to, well, how can they show more than Little Big Bear, you know, last year? That's the trouble we've got. That's the trouble I've got with the No Name Evers. Now, I've just kind of totally lost faith in them after this year. So anything really that wins a pattern race that's got half a pedigree by Coolmore that's not by No Name Ever wins at 2. Chances are I'm gonna chance it and see how we go with it. You know, it's gonna go. It could always go on the possibles list. But this horse here, Ylang Ylang by Frankel, out of a dam called Shambolic, has already won the Group 3. It's won a Group 3 on its second start last week, but the figures, look at that, less than 100 to win an Irish Group 3. I mean, I know it's early in the season, but that's low. You know, I'd want it at least 7 or 8 higher than that. What can we say about the horse? It's been heavily fancied on its first 2 starts. It's gone off odds on both starts. So these people that work the horses, they might know. You know what I mean? That they've got a good near. It's done nothing wrong so far. Unbeaten horse. So we're going to take a quick look at it, and hopefully it will come good for us. People will see there that the horse is from family 19B. They look at the horse there, but Shambolic, a Shamadal sired dam out of Comic. So let's have a look at some of the dams. Shambolic, the first dam, rather like the one we looked at yesterday. You know, it never won a pattern race. Shambolic was trained by John Gosden and owned by and bred by the Duke of Devonshire. Not a bad horse though, really. People have to say it was rated over 100, 101, and it was placed in 3 pattern races, and it was also 4th on its 3rd start in the 2018 Fillies Mile behind Iridessa. It was 2nd in the Pretty Polly Stakes at Newmarket behind Maxad. That was its career best, apparently, of 101. It was also 2nd in the listed Height of Fashion Stakes behind Aloe Vera. I remember that race. I think I had the winner that day. Aloe Vera's an Alouette, trained by Rafe Beckett. That was 2nd that day out of 9. And then it was also 3rd at Newmarket towards the end of 2019 in the Chalice Stakes. So it was an interesting horse. It's been beaten by some good ones. It's Starcatcher and Search for a Song. 2 very nice horses there that managed to lower her colours. In the paddock, well, this seems to be the first filly of hers to race. So there's not really much we can garner from that. But when I take a look at a few of the other dams, and then we'll hit back to the legacy site. The second dam, Comic, we'll go back to Bell Song, I think. Folding the year England won the World Cup. Comic won 2 out of her 6 starts, and is also a black type producer. Circus Act, the third dam. was, according to this site here, which I do accept. Yeah, I do. Can't check them all. It's unraced. And the fourth dam Circus Ring foaled in 1979. Actually won 3 of her 4 starts. Very good. Won the Lowther and was the champion 2-year-old filly in England. And the Grand Dam of triple Australian Group 1 winner, 7 Rose. And we're going to take a look at some of these horses in a minute. And the Great Grand Dam of champion Hong Kong galloper Viva Patica. Very, very good dam there, foaled in 1979. Lowther and Princess Margaret winning. Champion 2-year-old filly in England. And then in the year England win the World Cup, the 5th dam of the horse was foaled. Belle Song, winner of 12 of her 2 starts, and winner of the Fernhill Stakes at Ascot, with a time form figure of 101. So you can see there that there is some nice horses, some very nice horses indeed on the pedigree. The first 5 dams have got allowed the winning decent 2-year-old. We've got another decent 2-year-old here as well. So we've got some good horses, but I think when people go further back, they'll find. Quicker for me to type the horse in again. The site's quite old. It's not easy to navigate round. It's a superb site, but clunky in places. You can't for instance, you can't right-click on horses and copy them, that sort of thing. Very good site though, without any shadow of a doubt. Let's get back to where we need to be on Ylang, and then we can crack on. All right, there we go. So people go back to 19B, they will see that. Go further back to a horse called Campanula, who was foaled in 1934 on this line. I think she's a bit like the 8th or 9th dam. We'll have a look at the horse. We'll have a look in a minute. Campanula actually won the 1934 UK 1,000 Guineas. And Campanula, with Belle Song being the 5th dam of the horse. Yep, Campanula is the 8th dam of this horse. For a horse foaled that far back in 1931, you have to say that's quite recent, really. So we've got the 8th dam was a Guineas winner. Circus Ring, the 4th dam, was a Lowther winner. With like it touched on, there's nice horses in this pedigree as well that I looked at. Dibbydale, foaled in 1971, won the Irish Oaks in 1974, the year of my birth, and unfortunately was put down when it raced in the Geoffrey Freer Stakes. Sounds quite interesting, look. Dibbydale had appeared to have the 1974 Epsom Oaks at her mercy until her saddle slipped 2 furlongs from home and she lost her weight cloth. With Willie Carson riding bareback, she was disqualified for not carrying the correct weight. I mean, that must have been a fantastic story at the time. But she did make amends by winning the Irish Oaks and the Yorkshire Oaks. She also won the Cheshire Oaks. Very good filly, Dibbydale. Tony Bin is another one, Arc winner. I've never particularly heard of this horse. It won 15 out of 27 starts. It won the Arc, the Gran Premio del Jockey Club Italiano, 2 Gran Premio di Milanos. Very good horse. And it was also one of the leading sires in Japan before sadly dying in 2000 of heart failure. The champion older horse in Europe in its day. Yeah, some very nice horses, very closely related to this horse. There you'll see there, Campanula is the 5th dam of Tony Bin. We didn't look to see where we fitted in with the other one, did we? Yeah, I like to cover most bases. So I'll just have to load Dibbydale back up again and we'll see where she fits in. You'll see there that Campanula again is the 5th dam of Dibbydale. Very nice fillies. Very nice filly. 5th dam of that. Like we touched on there, Viva Patica won 18 of his 50 starts, 83 million Hong Kong dollars, also £122,000 in the UK. It wasn't a bad horse in the UK when it raced in Britain for Sir Mark Prescott under the name Comic Strip. 2005-2006 Hong Kong champion stayer, 7th top global performer, and retired in 2011 from racing. Hong Kong Cup winner, Hong Kong Derby winner. It's won so many races out there to win $83 million. Just need to look. Champions and Chater Cup twice, QE Cup. It's won a couple of Group 2s out there as well. I'm fairly sure it was from the Dubai Shima Classic. I mean, a superb gelding. Absolutely magnificent horse. And that's quite closely related to our horse. Campanula is a bit further back in this one. It's so closely related to Comic, you see. Comic is also the dam of Viva Patica. So the half-sister to the dam of our horse here, Yilang Yilang. So despite the best horse so far going back, we are getting closer back to the current day with horses that are quite closely related to our horse. Serenade Rose is another one it touched on. Winner of 8 of its 19 starts, $1.8 Australian million. Won the VRC Oaks, the Wakeful, the Australian Oaks, the Storm Queen Stakes. I think that race might have been renamed now. Don't really ring any bells. Champion 3-year-old filly in Australia, star of the 2005-6 3-year-old fillies division. You see there that Rose of Tralee, Circus Ring and Bell Song are also quite closely related to Yilang Yilang, Bell Song and Circus Ring, the 4th and 5th dams of Yilang Yilang. Serenade Rose herself has actually been a great dam herself as well. And I followed a couple of her offspring with fantastic success. Made out in France and Australia, EGOT is a horse I would love to go and see race out in Australia. I've always said it. It's still an entire winner of 7 of his 15 races, despite only winning €216,000 for doing so. Winner of a Group 3 Prix de Saint-Eloi and 2 listed races in France. But I just put Serenade Rose as the second dam of Ego. But the horse that I will always be fondly remembered in this line for is my old mate Trekking out in Australia, winner of 10 of his 38 starts and arguably one of the fastest horses I've ever seen in my 3 or 4 years of watching Australian racing. Some of his wins really do need to be watching. This horse is an absolute bullet. Winner of $5.1 million on his day. You see there, dual Group 1 winner of the Stradbroke and the Goodwood Handicap. What a fantastic day that was when it won the Goodwood Handicap. I remember it now. About 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, it flew home. It was brilliant. Just what it's all about. Also won the Group 2 Schillaci, the Group 3 Hallmark, and 2 listed races, the Testarossa and the Luskin Star. It's ran numerous cracking races in other Group 1 races as well. Absolutely fantastic horse. Serenade Rose, the second dam of Trekking. You see there that and also the second dam of Ego. And there's another one, Charlie Rose was one as well, that managed to get into the Melbourne Cup that I followed out in Australia. Winner of 6 of 20 starts and nearly $1 million. Won the Group 2 Group 3 races, the Geelong Cup and the Lord Ream Stakes. And it also won the listed Bago Handicap. So this Serenade line has done its bit for me in the last couple of years. You see there Circus Ring and Bell Song. Star of Tralee is the dam of Serenade Rose, I think. There you go. Oh no, Rose of Tralee is the dam of Serenade Rose. And the second dam of Tralee Rose. It was a good honest horse and gave me some good nights in Australia watching her go round. You see plenty of horses there. Plenty of horses that would indicate to me. Another one was Athens Wood, who no one seems to want to be talking about. I don't know what that horse did wrong, but nobody seems to. I click on it and there's no one showing the form for it or anything. I found an article on it. Lester Piggott wrote it on the day it won the 1971 St Ledger, but I couldn't really find any form for it like all the others. It's just a blank page on the site I use. But plenty of nice horses there, classic horses, horses that have won races really all around the world, Australia, Hong Kong, Tony Benn, champion sire in Japan. You know, we've got Australia, Hong Kong, France with Ego, Tony Benn as well in France, Arc winner, an Italian horse, Italian Group 1 winner. Some very nice horses, quite closely related to Ylang Ylang. So before we move on to the next horse, let's watch the horse win, shall we? And see what we make of it.
She has good form. She won on easy-ish ground at Listowel the time before that.
That off in the Jockey Club of Turkey Silver Flash 2-year-old filly stakes. It's a Group 3 over 7 furlongs, and it's Ylang Ylang. Shading it in the early stages from Rush Queen, and then Mysteries and the Monty next, and they're followed by Lady Craftsman, and at the rear, the maiden in the lineup, Vespertilio. At the end of the opening furlong and a half, it's Ylang Ylang the leader. Going on a length in front of Rush Queen, a couple of lengths back to Mysteries, in between the Monty and Lady Craftsman, and the back marker is Vespertilio. Turning out of the far side and striding on 2 lengths cleared is Ylang Ylang and Ryan Moore. In second place is Rush Queen Ben Cohen. Third is Mysteries Gavin Ryan. Disputing the fourth, Lady Craftsman, Robbie Colgan on the outside of Namonte, and Mikey Sheehy with the back marker, Vespertilio and Billy Lee. Coming past the halfway stage, little has changed. The leader is Ylang Ylang, tracked by Rush Queen, who's joined for the second by Mysteries. Pushed along Lady Craftsman on the outside of Namonte, and sixth of the six is Vespertilio. Round the bend for the final couple of furlongs, and it's Ylang Ylang the leader from Mysteries, a little bit closer in second. Rush Queen has dropped ground. Then Namonte, Vespertilio starting to pick up, and then Lady Craftsman. Ylang Ylang has re-established a couple of lengths lead. Vespertilio is making a fist of it in the middle of the track, and then Mysteries, Rush Queen, Namonte and Lady Craftsman, but it's Ylang Ylang in front by a couple of lengths, and is going to confirm the promise of her maiden in the Silver Flash. Doubles all round for filly trainer and jockey. Second is Vespertilio, third was Mysteries.
I mean, yeah, we can review these races under fair use, which we will do now. I mean, very good performance that was. I've looked at Mysteries and followed Mysteries as well. Mysteries on the day would have been my preferred choice to win that race. But Mysteries is very well bred in the Arcos horse. But it has to be said that Ylang Ylang saw it off quite well. I mean, Mysteries came to her. The second, Vespertilio, I've not looked at, to be honest. Ylang Ylang and Mysteries, though, I think that could be proved to be good form. You know, it'd be interesting to see what Mysteries does later on in the season. It's won a maiden, but it's been beaten in a pattern race now, so it might be one that needs to win a Group 1 or a Group 2 before I make a video on her. Yeah, beautifully bred filly. And Ylang Ylang beat that fair and square there, really, on that day, over that trip at that time. But yeah, how can we not move forward with an unbeaten Group 3 winning horse with a fair enough pedigree out of Frankel that seems to be heading in the right way? Who knows really how good the ceiling of the horse will be? We've seen some horses there that have won a lot of money around the world, quite closely related to this horse. So we will chance Ylang Ylang, I think, and hopefully it will reward our patience with it. Right, the next horse I'm going to take a look at is this one here, Rosallion. I mean, very interesting horse, this one. Arguably the horse I'm most excited about this season at this stage, because it's by a first season stallion. I'm always looking for a first season stallion that can win a classic. You know, a lot of them, I think, tend to be sprint bred. You know, the first crop of them, people want an instant result. So the books tend to favour the 2-year-old 5, 6, 7 furlong races, short-term prospects, I think. But this one here is very interesting, by Blue Point, out of a dam called Rosaline. You'll see there that it's actually ran to a superb figure on its second start. It was only 6 behind City of Troy. City of Troy was rated 116, I think, when it won the whatever that race is, the July Stakes, is it called, at the July meeting? It probably is. And this one here is rated 110. And it's only won a listed race. It won a listed race on its second start. The Pat Eddery Stakes on King George Day. Oh, I thought it was brilliantly impressive. Fantastic performance. We're going to take a look at the performance in a minute. But rather like yesterday, this is another one where I don't really need to bang on as much about the pedigree of this one in this video because we've covered it already. In last year's look for a classic winner. You'll see the dam of it, Rosalien, is called Rosaline by New Approach. Out of a dam called Ream 3. You'll see it's family 26. Very good horse. Ream 3 has been one of my go-to mares, really, through the last 9 or 10 years. Whenever one's out of Ream 3, then people have to really take notice. And this is why. Just look at that. A page full of horses rated above 106. Triple time this year's shock to some people. A Queen Anne winner of Royal Ascot heads the way now on 123. The Dam of Hours is out of New Approach, which makes her a full sister to the 116 rated Ostilio. But that raced 51 times according to the Racing Post. It left the owners quite early on. Kate Byron was a very nice horse on his day. Another gelding though. Triple time, still an end tyre. Ajman Princess, very good horse on her day. I think she won the Lancashire Oaks. Third round, won a Lingfield Derby trial. Actually chanced that one as well. That one's actually going around in Australia at the moment. If anybody's interested, we might keep an eye out for that one moving forward. And the horse we're looking at is Captain Winters, who sadly they've already gelded. So as they have a few of them, if you see. They don't geld this one. No, it's a mare. Oh no, that's Ream 3. It's a colt at the minute, so hopefully this one will be able to keep it entire for a bit longer. And they might have a stallion prospect with this one. Because if it's as good as Triple Time, then, Triple Time was a good horse in his own right. You see that now, look. Winner of 4 of 7 races. It won the Queen Anne. There was no excuse. It travelled the best. It quickened. Off it went. Just like it was entitled to do on its pedigree. So all I need to do really before I show this race, the Pat Eddery Stakes, is put a link up to the Captain Winters video at some point in this video. So I'm afraid I will be setting you some more homework. Captain Winters itself is even an interesting horse because it really did. It's paid. I forgot that it paid this year as well as these two. I mean, Rosaline won the Pat Eddery Stakes at 11-1. Ream 3, Triple Time must have been 25-1 or so when it won the Queen Anne. And when this one won a listed race at Haydock, I think it did. Oh no, it was at Sandown. That one at 12-1. So people underestimate this line to their cost. When I'm about, and they have done for a long time. Sad to see the horse gelded, but he was 12 out of 16 in the Group 3 at Ascot. So they must have thought that maybe relieving him of his testicles would bring about some improvement in him. And you can see why they think that, because if they can get a bit more out of him, to take him up to the level of Kate Byron and Ostilio, I think they'll be well happy with that. So basically there'll be a video of Captain Winters coming up about now. So what I will do is, before I end the video, let's have a look at the Pat Eddery Stakes, shall we? This is impressive. Watch this.
Mac to make up the line. And they're set. Ready for the FlexJet Pat Eddery Stakes. And they're away. Ancient Wisdom was quite alert. One from the right, now on the extreme right, as they race through the early stages. In the centre, Big Bertie Bassett showed speed. How's the Governor in the blue and yellow quarters. Chaturanga in the beige jacket, dark blue cap worn by Holly Doyle. In behind them, Sunray's got a good early position. In white sleeves from Al Musmak. Further back then to Barg, Al Yanabi towards the rear with Dancing Gemini. And Rosalien is just towards the right in the yellow black spots. Quite a competition for the lead here. It's How's the Governor and Big Bertie Bassett with between them Chaturanga. Ancient Wisdom just on their heels in 4th place. Sunway is right there as well. On The left and the yellow with the white sleeves. They're followed in the centre by Barg. Rosalian is further back. Al Yanabi waited with. Goes well though. Then Dancing Gemini. A lot of them going well. Al Muzmak improving as well. How's the Governor? Just leads the way. Sunway now challenging towards the far side with Al Muzmak and Dancing Gemini. Al Yanabi running on far side. Ancient Wisdom on the extreme right. What an open race is Al Muzmak that's taken over from Dancing Gemini on this near side. Rosalian is really picking up, sprinting, and Rosalian by 2-3 lengths now to Al Muzmak, Al Yanabi and Ancient Wisdom, and Rosalian has completely floored them here in the Pat Edry and is stretching right away like a very good horse. Rosalian wins, Al Muzmak in second, tight for third between Al Yanabi and Ancient Wisdom.
I mean, we definitely need to review this race under fair use, because before the race, I was willing to move forward with 3 of these that were in that race, the 3rd and the 4th. Ancient Wisdom is also a nice horse. So is the Al Yanabi. That's actually a Height of Fashion damn line horse out of another first season sire, Too Darn Hot. The Godolphin horse, that was its 3rd run. I thought it ran quite well. The 2nd I've also looked at after it chased that home, and I've put that on a maybe list. So this hopefully might be a very informative race, hopefully moving forward. And this horse here, Rosalian, it's won it very well, hasn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, they didn't go a pace at the early stages, which I didn't really notice at the time. So the commentator there said there's a lot of them going well. I mean, there wasn't exactly a searing early pace, but ours has cantered into the race there and has gone away in the style of a good horse. I mean, if you watch Triple Time win the Queen Anne and Rosalian win that, probably the races are probably quite similar to watch on the eye, I think, which is lovely to see. I mean, the sky's the limit, obviously, with this horse. I mean, it's entered in the national stakes. I mean, why not? Absolutely. And it's especially with a first season stallion when it's done that. And it's also, if they're going to be a bit more sensible, wait until the 16th of September, they could go for a Group 2 then. The Champagne Stakes at Doncaster. I mean, I wouldn't put anybody off this horse until it loses. I mean, that looks absolutely fantastic. I read somewhere that Richard Hannon had sort of said it's the best horse he'd had in years. I mean, let's hope so. It looked very good there in the Pat Edry Stakes, without any shadow of a doubt. One thing again we didn't do is we didn't look to see where Ylang Ylang was entered. We will do that now before we wrap the video up. Ylang Ylang, who is entered, I think, in the Moy Glare. I think I've looked off camera. You see, I can't remember now. We've got one for the Moy Glare that's owned by Moy Glare, haven't we? Belletza. So that's already shaping up to be an interesting race. And it's also 13-8 at York for the Group 2 Lowther, which having won a Group 3 on this start would make absolute perfect sense, wouldn't it? And then they've got what, 18 or 19 days then till the Moy Glare. I mean, a debutante stakes as well. It's entered in with the same race as Belletza. I mean, things are hotting up, which is at this stage of the season exactly what people want to see. So I'll leave this video here now. You will have homework to do, obviously, with the video on Captain Winters to go and watch. So you better all go and do that now, or I'll give you all detention next time we come back. All right, everybody, I'll leave this video here now. We're looking at the time now. It's been 28 minutes already. People can talk about horses, good horses, for a very long time, can't they? All right, but for now, take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening and take care.